associate pastor in my church, and I was preaching yesterday on life groups, the groups that we have that meet together throughout the week. Instead of Sunday school, we have groups meet in homes throughout the week, and we're studying scripture and studying Acts and talking about how it's important to have people in your life that can surround you and pick you up and encourage you, and that you can study together with, you can learn to love and learn to love other people and all those kinds of things. And it was all about groups. And then thought about how it's still good to get away sometimes. Like, we're meant to live in community with other people, but it's also good to get out and be alone sometimes. I'm out here fishing today by myself, and you just get to clear your mind and think about stuff. Think about all the stuff that's going on in your life and just kind of reassess. And we all need to unplug sometimes and just go and think. Jesus did that himself. He went into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, and then he was tempted. Still resisted temptation, which I'm not sure if I was in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights if I could resist the same way he did. But Jesus spent time alone too, but he always made it a point. His purpose for being here was to be around other people, but he kind of needed to recharge his batteries by himself sometimes. And it's one thing that fishing does, whether you're by yourself or even if you can just go with your buddy and just disconnect from things. It's one of the reasons I love fishing. Today's a little different because there's literally nobody on the lake. And I don't know why. The weather says it's not going to storm, and it's about 10 degrees cooler than it's been the past week. So I kind of have the lake to myself to think and to fish. And caught about 5 or 6 fish already, and I think here when it starts to get dark I'll catch some more. But just wanted to share that it's good to get away sometimes. You definitely want to have a group of people that can surround you and encourage you, but it's also good to get away and just be by yourself and think and meditate. Especially if you're a believer, meditate on what God's doing in your life and what he wants you to do. There we go. If that was a white bass, I'd be happy catching a whole mess of white bass. Oh, that's a bigger fish. A lot bigger fish. This is fighting looking. A hybrid. Things are kind of mean. Sometimes I have a hard time telling if it's a white bass or a hybrid, but if they fight like that and they're sketchy, then I just assume that it's a hybrid. If they're too short, throw them back. Missed that. It's kind of spooky out here. Nobody else is on the lake, and it's kind of cloudy, like it's going to storm, but it's not storming. So this is kind of what it looked like that day where we had the 60-mile-an-hour winds, but there's no rain predicted on any of the weather apps that I'm looking at, so I think we're good. I'm going to ease back in this pocket because there was a ton of bait back in here the other day. It's all kinds of bass, actually, largemouth blowing up on them, but I know the white bass will chase them back there too. We'll just see if maybe I'll get into a bunch of largemouth. I want to get a smaller rattle trap for over here. bait busted when I just casted that lure. There's definitely a lot of shed up in here on this side. Smaller shad though, so maybe I need to downsize my grub trap. There's a ton of bass on my graph right up here. Usually you can tell they're bass because they're spread out more than like white bass, which kind of group up together. Finally caught a largemouth. He's been caught before. Look at this. Right in the top of the mouth. Don't poop on me. I guess it's time to go to bed.